Hi, and welcome to the Good Health Podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Good, a registered nutritional therapy practitioner and functional medicine practitioner. Join me as we explore thyroid, brain, and fatigue conditions with positivity. From Hashimoto's to multiple sclerosis, chronic fatigue to adrenal dysfunction, I've got you covered. With expert advice and tips to help you take action now and inspiring real patient stories from successful individuals who refuse to let their health hold them back. Start your journey to good health today. And don't forget to come and join the conversation on Instagram at good_health. That's GOODE. Or visit my website at nicolegoodhealth.com to find out more. Welcome to today's episode of the Good Health Podcast. In this episode, we're going to be looking at BDNF, brain health, and the mitochondria. And the three are very intertwined. But first of all, we need to really understand what BDNF is and why it's important. Brain-Derived Neurotrophic Factor, BDNF, is a protein that plays a crucial role in the health and function of our brains, and it is involved in something called neurogenesis and neuroplasticity. Neurogenesis is the process by which new neurons are formed in the brain, and it occurs predominantly in the hippocampus, which is a region of the brain that is associated with learning, with memory, with emotion, and it really is vital for maintaining cognitive functions and also for adapting to new information and experiences that we have through life. And we really need a continuous supply of new neurons to allow the brain to help recover from injury, to adapt to stress, or to enhance cognitive function. In certain conditions, so in something such as depression, it's also been found that the individual has had reduced neurogenesis. So this suggests that it plays a really significant role in that mood regulation and mental health. Promoting neurogenesis through lifestyle factors such as physical exercise, cognitive stimulation, and also a nutrient-rich diet can really help us to improve brain function and resilience. And then we have neuroplasticity. So neuroplasticity is the brain's remarkable ability to reorganize itself. And it does this by forming new neural pathways, new neural connections throughout our lives. And this capacity for change really allows our brains to adapt to new experiences, to learn new information, and also to recover from any injuries. Neuroplasticity is essential for learning, it's essential for memory, as it enables the brain to really encode and to also retain new information. It also is going to play that role where we've got brain injuries, so anything such as strokes or traumatic injury, or a neurodegenerative disease, for example, by allowing other parts of the brain to compensate for the damaged areas. So enhancing neuroplasticity through activities such as learning new skills, engaging in mentally stimulating activities, and practicing mindfulness as well, can significantly improve that cognitive function and overall brain health. Neurogenesis and neuroplasticity really are fundamental to maintaining brain health and cognitive function. And supporting BDNF levels is a really key part of this. BDNF also supports the survival of existing neurons, as well as encouraging this growth and differentiation of the new neurons and synapses. So messages have to travel from neuron to neuron, and the messages pass from one to another across something called a synapse. Each neuron will have hundreds to thousands of these synaptic connections, sending messages around the body. If these connections or neurons get damaged, it's the neurogenesis and the neuroplasticity that allow for healing. The BDNF protein is crucial for cognitive functions such as memory, learning, that higher level of thinking, as well as being linked to that sort of mood regulation. And the low level of BDNF is actually associated with various neurodegenerative diseases, so things like Alzheimer's, as well as the psychiatric disorders such as depression and anxiety. So let's look at what factors can significantly influence those BDNF levels in the brain, both positively and negatively. So physical exercise, particularly aerobic activities, are known to increase this BDNF production. Diet also plays a really crucial role. So foods rich in things like omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and flavonoids can really help to enhance those BDNF levels, and we'll dig into those a little more in a moment. Adequate sleep and also regular social interaction has been shown to have a really positive impact on BDNF production. If we look on the other side of the coin, chronic stress, a sedentary lifestyle, poor diet, so something high in processed foods and sugars, they can really decrease these levels of BDNF. And understanding these factors helps us to design lifestyle and dietary interventions that are going to help to boost those BDNF levels and support that brain health. So let's look a little more at boosting the BDNF levels naturally. We're looking at things that promote the production of this vital protein. So for the exercise, we want it to be regular, especially aerobic exercises like jogging, swimming, cycling. And doing these things on a regular basis can really help to elevate those levels. We also want a diet that is rich in omega-3 fatty acids. So these are things that are found in fish, flax seeds, walnut, lots of nuts and seeds, lots of fish, particularly the oily fishes. So things like your salmon, your mackerel, your herring, your trout, those sort of fish really going to be good here. Antioxidants, so from fruits like your berries and vegetables like spinach, as well as flavonoids, so foods like dark chocolate and green tea, they can all help to elevate levels of BDNF. Spending time with friends and family as well, and prioritizing healthy, positive relationships, giving back to the community, they can all help. They all have that social interaction, and they all help to increase these levels. Additionally, we want to reduce those things that negatively impact the production. So practices such as meditation and mindfulness, reading, listening to music, all of these things that can help with stress relief. We want to implement sleep routine, make sure that you're getting between 7 and 9 hours of sleep a night. And that should ideally be uninterrupted sleep, which for so many people it's not. So you have things that you can do to help support this BDNF production. But let's look a little bit more at what the functional medicine approach is to brain health and how that links to the mitochondria, because all of these things are very heavily linked together. When we talk about brain health, we're looking at various things. So there's the obvious side of it, the structural integrity of the brain. And we are looking at that. We're looking at the structural part of it. We're looking at the neurogenesis diseases, but we're also looking at cognitive function and the emotional well-being. So we're including this brain disease. We're looking at disorders like Parkinson's, MS, Alzheimer's, and dementia, as well as things that cause brain injuries, so things like strokes or traumatic injuries, such as if somebody's been in like a road traffic accident or something like that. But as well as that, we're looking at this functioning. We're looking at the learning, the memory, the decision-making skills, your emotional resilience, as well as things like depression and anxiety. And the cognitive function involves processes like memory, attention, your problem-solving abilities. Your emotional well-being relates to the brain's ability to regulate mood, to cope with stress, contributes to that overall mental health and resilience. And then the structural integrity is that physical state of the brain. And that includes the health of the neurons and the maintenance of brain volume. These components are all interconnected, and collectively they contribute to the overall functioning and health of the brain. Ensuring optimal brain health ensures that we get this holistic approach that addresses all of these components through proper nutrition, physical activity, mental stimulation, stress management. So we really do need to incorporate all of these things if we're going to fully support brain health. So the functional medicine approach to brain health, like everything we do, is holistic and also is personalized. So we very much look to the root cause of these brain-related issues rather than just treating symptoms. And this approach really considers that sort of complex interplay between genetics, environment, lifestyle, and nutrition. So we use detailed patient histories, we use functional testing and biomarkers to understand individual differences and tailor the interventions to you and to your body. This might include dietary changes, targeted supplement, exercise programs, stress management techniques. All of these things together is probably what you're going to get. The goal is to create a balanced and healthy internal environment that promotes optimal brain function, improves cognitive performance, and reduces that risk of neurodegenerative disease or mental health disorders. So let's look at some of the key nutrients that are essential for maintaining and enhancing brain health. Omega-3 fatty acids, particularly DHA and EPA, are crucial for maintaining structural integrity of the brain cells and supporting that cognitive function. Antioxidants like vitamin C and vitamin E, as well as the polyphenols that we find in fruit and veg, help to protect the brain from oxidative stress and inflammation. Things like your B vitamins, including B6, B12, and folate, are really important for neurotransmitter production and for brain energy metabolism. These nutrients really support various brain functions, from maintaining neuron health to enhancing memory and learning. Ensuring that you get really adequate intake of these key nutrients through a really balanced diet or through supplementation with some people, if that's what's needed, can really help to preserve that cognitive function and prevent those neurodegenerative disorders. So how do the mitochondria fit into this picture? The mitochondria are often referred to as the powerhouses of the cell. They play the crucial role in brain function by producing the energy, so the ATP required for this neuronal activity. And neurons are highly energy-dependent cells. An efficient mitochondrial function is really essential for maintaining their health and performance. The mitochondria are involved in regulating cellular metabolism, calcium homeostasis, and the production of reactive oxygen species. Now, we've looked at mitochondria in other episodes, but here what we are considering is that dysfunctional mitochondria lead to a reduced ATP production and increased oxidative stress. Now, this increased oxidative stress is going to contribute to neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and impacts that cognitive function. So it's going to impact that neurogenesis and that neuroplasticity that we looked at earlier. So maintaining mitochondrial health is vital for preserving these cognitive functions and your overall brain health. We have to remember that the body is really interconnected, and it's really important that we look at your body as a whole while looking at you as an individual. So supporting mitochondrial health involves several strategies aimed at enhancing the mitochondrial function as well as preventing dysfunction. Nutritional interventions such as consuming foods rich in coenzyme Q10, PQQ, and carnitine can really help to boost that mitochondrial function. Regular exercise, again, aerobic activity is really particularly useful here. They can really help promote mitochondrial biogenesis, which is the process by which new mitochondria form, so similar to that neurogenesis. Intermittent fasting has also been shown to enhance mitochondrial efficiency and resilience, and additionally reducing exposure to environmental toxins and managing oxidative stress through antioxidants can help protect the mitochondria from damage. So we need to take an integrative approach to boosting this BDNF, looking at general brain health, and also supporting the mitochondria. And that will involve this combination of diet, lifestyle, supplements. So overall, we're looking at this nutrient-rich diet. We've got those omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, the vitamins that are fundamental for brain health. We've got lifestyle modifications such as regular physical exercise, adequate sleep, and stress management techniques such as your mindfulness and your meditation. And then we can go deeper and look at those targeted supplements if they're needed in people. So things like the omega-3, the B vitamins, the CoQ10, and antioxidants can further help support the brain health and the mitochondrial health. But what's really important is creating that personalized plan. Finally, it's really important to note that this is an area where research is really growing. So there's lots of emerging research that is continuing to show us more of the intricate mechanisms behind brain health and BDNF and mitochondrial function. We're getting better advances in neuroimaging. We're getting more biomarker identification, and these are all improving our understanding of how these BDNF levels and mitochondrial health are impacting cognitive function and mental health. We've also got new therapies coming out, so much more precision medicine approaches that are being explored to enhance BDNF production and mitochondrial efficiency. And then we've got these innovations in nutritional medicine, such as the development of novel supplements, functional food that are also highly promising. If you want to assess your health and look at where your brain, your mitochondria, and maybe the other pillars of your health might benefit from some support, you can take my free MitoImmune health assessment, which we're going to link below this episode. And that'll give you an idea on whether the brain or the mitochondria might be areas that you could do some work on and help to improve. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope that you found it really useful and that you can take some of the tips away in this episode and implement them into day-to-day life. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Good Health Podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Good Health Podcast. Do share the episode with anyone who you think it may benefit or who may enjoy it, and help me spread the word by rating the episode or leaving a review. If you want more, you can find other episodes in the series on your podcast app or sign up to my free newsletter. Not only will you get information on new episodes launching, but we cover lots of health topics with the Ask Nicole section where you can send in your questions, my favorite recipes, my favorite products, tips and tricks to help you on the road to good health, and much more. You can sign up free of charge at nicolegoodhealth.com/newsletter, also linked below. I hope you have a lovely week. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time.